The YTBC was dark and without form. The prophecy foretold the return of a man in this time of need. You merely adopted the YTBC. This man was born in it, molded by it, in a time when men are buying subs and basing their content off things like nationalistic pride. There is a man who cannot be bought, bullied, or reasoned with. This man just wants to see the fake channels burn. Once you see your fanboyism burn to ashes and you have once again come back to boxing, you then have his permission to die. It doesn't matter who we are. All that matters is our plan.
I'm back, putos! Órale, what's up, me? Vatos locos forever. WBC President Mauricio Sulimain says the World Boxing Council are going to be reinstating Saul Canelo Alvarez into their rankings beginning next month in June after he signed up with the Voluntary Anti-Doping Agency. Mauricio, come here. Come here. What the fuck? Mauricio Sulimain, do you like verga? It's 2018. You can be honest. Do you like verga? Because you have Canelo's verga in your mouth! Puto! Canelo got busted. And he didn't even get fined. And then 6 months later, he gets to get back in the ring. He gets to continue making the pesos, getting the mijas, and having Mauricio Sulimain suck on his balls! His huevos are in your mouth right now, puto! Why? Why? Mauricio, why does he get to be in the rankings? He's dirty. Just because he signed up for VADA? He shouldn't have been caught in the first place. But as long as he knows he has Theo Sulimain ready to suck his dick, that puto is gonna do whatever the fuck he wants to! Enjoy your verga!
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
What up, everybody in the YTBC? Big shout out to #ComeBackToBoxing. Big shout out to Boxing United. Big shout out to the A-Side boxing community, the MOBC, the LDBC, the WKBC, and any other BC that may be lurking around these YouTube parts. I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. Just going to go ahead and get into this bullshit that's going on with the WBC and Canelo Alvarez. So, Mauricio Sulimain has come out and said that starting next month, due to the fact that Canelo Alvarez has enrolled in VADA testing, he is going to go ahead and include Canelo Alvarez in the WBC rankings. So number one, To all those fanboys that were giving Canelo Alvarez props because he enrolled in VADA, who refused to believe that it was, damage control. Well, I guess we know the real reason why he enrolled in VADA testing. Because yeah, he's going to be right back into the rankings with the WBC. But not only that, I don't understand what the fuck the WBC is doing. First off, Canelo Alvarez shat all over the WBC. He told them they could keep the fucking belt when he had the fight with Chavez Jr. And I think he pretty much said the same thing when he fought Triple G. Because that was also supposed to be for that Mexican belt that the WBC feels the need to create. So, first off, I don't understand that. The guy's been a complete and utter asshole to you. And what do? You keep coming back. Keep coming back like a dumb broad who goes back to her man who beats the shit out of her. He's going back to get treated like shit. Not only that, but... And I mean, I know the real reason why. It's the money. You're trying to be all buddy-buddy with Canelo Alvarez so that he can hopefully become a champion. You want him to win that belt, that way he could be the face of your company. And you think you're just going to rake in all the money. What you don't realize is that Canelo Alvarez is just going to keep treating you like the bitches that y'all are. And I mean, y'all are riding hard on his dick. And you won't hear me say that too often. Like, I don't typically say, oh, you're being a nut hugger, you're riding this fighter's dick or that fighter's dick. You don't hear me say that a lot in comment sections and in my videos. But in this particular case, I have to make an exception because y'all are all over Canelo's dick. I mean, damn, no wonder Canelo Alvarez was on clenbuterol, because the way y'all ride his dick, he needs it. He needs that shit because y'all don't give that shit a break. Y'all are terrible. So I don't understand why you would have VADA testing if these dudes are going to fail and you're not going to fine them. You're going to give them a suspension that really ain't even a real suspension when you think about it. And you're just going to let them go back in the ranking as long as you'll find a reason. All they have to do is either enroll in VADA or show up to Mauricio Sulimain's grandchildren's birthday party. You can do whatever. And they'll be like, oh, okay, well, you're back in the rankings. Like, give me a fucking break. It's a joke. And you got channels making such a big deal about this fighter's not enrolled in VADA testing. Why hasn't this fighter enrolled in the WBC's clean boxing program? You want to know why? Because it's bullshit. That's why. What's the point in doing the testing if you get busted? Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think any fighter should be cheating. But if you get busted, you're going to get fined. You get banned for 2 years. You get a whole shitstorm in social media. But then when you got somebody like Canelo Alvarez who gets busted, he gets barely a slap on the wrist. They suspended him for 6 months. And they retroacted that shit. He's basically just got a little bit of an extended vacation. It's ridiculous. This is the reason why nobody gives a shit about the WBC anymore. You know, people talk about that the green belt is the most prestigious belt. Not really. Because if they was, they would grow some balls and actually stick to the shit that they say. They would actually have a level of consistency. They would have some standards. But at the end of the day, they're just a bunch of bitches who, if the fighter has the right clout, will walk all over them. It wouldn't surprise me if Canelo were to lose a fight and they still give him the belt. Be like, fuck it, you're still the cash cow. Here's our green belt. Now unzip so I can get on my knees and get to work. It wouldn't surprise me if the WBC were to do that shit. I mean that shit quite literally. Ain't no hyperbole going on here. It's ridiculous. And this is why we need a governing body to oversee all 4 sanctioning bodies. Because when they pull some shit like this, fine them. Hit them where it hurts. Because at the end of the day, that's all they really give a good goddamn about is money. You start hitting them with heavy fees, heavy fines, they'll get the picture. They'll make sure that they don't make that mistake again. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Are y'all as disappointed as I am? Because, I mean, I don't even know why I'm disappointed anymore, really. This is something I should come to expect from the WBC. And really, all of the sanctioning bodies have their flaws, but the WBC, definitely. So, if you want to check out a good channel that exposes the corruption in boxing, a lot of times, a lot of us don't even realize it. This guy, Boxing Ring IQ, if you're not subscribed to him, I suggest that you go check him out. More than likely, you have, because he's a much bigger channel than I. But he has a knack for catching these corruptions and exposing them. He hasn't done a video on this yet, which by the time I upload this, he may have, because I'm actually not going to upload this till the following day after I record it, because I got some stuff I'm going to go do. So I'm going to do the editing tomorrow, which will be today for y'all. But anyways, go check out Boxing Ring IQ. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description. He did a whole thing about, how Gervonta Davis being awarded that WBA super title was corruption. I didn't realize it until he explained it. And I mean, you got to call a spade a spade. If you're somebody who is a fanboy of Tank Davis, don't watch that video. But anyways, to my subscribers, anybody watching my videos, or if you just so happen to stump on this video, hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Peace.
Bricks! What will you learn? What will you learn? Undefeated.